Hi there. Right, straight into the project today. We are going to use this lovely mould from Temu. We're also going to use up a bit of leftover resin from a previous project. There you go. And there you go. So that's Ghoul Resin, 1:1 mixing ratio. It's the one that we've been using now for quite a while. And you can probably see up in the top right hand corner a sneaky peek at our previous video, or the project from our previous video that came out Friday. If you haven't seen it, why not check it out from our playlist? It was when we made the lovely soap dishes in conjunction with a lady called Chrissy from Soapy Bath and Beauty. Please check it out. Please check her out on her information and the products she makes. They are fantastic. Right, I have turned this bowl mould inside out, and I'm going to do a technique that you've seen me do before, and if you haven't, check out some of our previous videos. Why not? Yeah, so there we go. We're just looking at this. This is quite a decent size. As I said, we did order it from Temu. I'm so pleased it came through. I've seen it in a lot of other people's videos. I opted to wait for it to come on the Temu website, but of course excuse me, you can get it from any other stockist online or elsewhere. So just showing you this beautiful frosty blue colour mica powder from Arteza. Arteza is the brand that I'm using currently. Aware of the fact that they aren't necessarily readily available now via Amazon in the UK, but you can order it through the US. And as usual, everything that we use in this video will be listed with links, if we have them, in the description box. So why not check them out, have a look. We do also still have a couple of coupon codes there for Panda Haul and also for Temu, so they're probably worth a look too. Beautiful frosted icy blue colour mica powder there. Looks almost silver, in fact, in this light. And now we're going to add this on. Now look at this. This is called periwinkle. It is, and I'm going to say the S word, stunning. Stunning. I love it. The way it catches the light, it just looks, in some places it looks white, in others it looks off-white, and then here, can you see there's real flashes of intense pale blue colours. Look at that, the way it's catching the light there. A real aurora borealis sort of effect that it gives. So I'm happy the fact that I've covered the whole of the mould with it. I did that using the dry bristled paintbrush that you can see there, or if you feel happy applying it in a different way using a foam pad brush, then by all means do. So just trying to, I've turned it back around the right way and just turned it upside down, tapped out the excess. As you can see, I've got quite a bit left on my silicone mat. Thought I could actually get it up with one wet wipe. No. Anywho, I ought to say that what I'm emptying into the plastic cup is leftover resin from that project you can see in the top right hand corner, the shell mould. I've added in some of the two mica powders that I'm using, that beautiful icy frosty blue and the periwinkle, stirred it up really well and then just pouring it in. Now this is just the leftover resin from the previous project, because like I'm sure a lot of you do, we do 2 or 3 projects at a time, all at stage 1, and then you get them all to stage 2 and all to stage 3 and so on. Anyway, so yeah, just scraping it all out, making sure I've got everything. Now I know that wasn't going to be enough for this bowl mould, but at this point, to be honest, I hadn't done what I should have done, which is measure how much water would go in it, or some people do it by weight and they put rice in or whatever and they work it out that way. But I just thought, I use up what I've got left over, because obviously I don't like a crafter. I don't like things to go to waste. We always have a use for something. So I made up exactly the same amount of resin again, really thinking that would be enough. It wasn't. Spoiler alert. But look at the way that pours down into the mould. Nice and slowly, steady trail going down. Trying not to introduce too many bubbles. If you're concerned about bubbles, then please Let it sit for 5 minutes, then pour it in. You'll probably find that most of the bubbles will come to the surface. You can apply a little bit of heat to the surface. Don't ever use a torch, because obviously you don't want to burn the resin and you don't want to have a fire. Use a heat tool, or if you've got a long necked lighter, you can just apply a little bit of heat that way. Just waft it, as it were, over the top. So here we go. We're 24 hours later and it is fully cured. I'm just inspecting the edges of this mold to see, you know, am I going to have to take this? Am I going to have to stop the camera and try and release it a bit or not? But it seems to be coming away quite easy. Some people spray a little bit of the isopropyl alcohol down in between the edge of the mold and the resin, which they find then that it releases better, but I just prefer not to do that. So at first glance, it looks like the colour's taken really well. We've got that lovely effect with the two different colours of mica. It's quite subtle, unless you get it in certain lights, and then you can see when it really shows up. So there we go. That mould came away nice and easily there. Still slightly opaque on the bottom there. Not opaque, still slightly see-through even on the bottom. More opaque on the sides, but that's absolutely fine. Look at the way that's taken. I just love the effect it gives. It looks almost glass-like as well, which is fantastic. So that was that one there. I'm just showing you the two powders I used again, the two micas. They're beautiful, stunning, absolutely stunning. So Jules from Resin Jules does do a couple of mica powders, or tints I should say. She does them, she calls them tints. In her range, if you have a look, they're doing the Aurora Borealis effect, which was what was going on with those two as well. Now, you can just leave it plain, or you can do as I'm showing you here. I'm just showing you a couple of things that you could use to just finish it off, depending on if you just want it plain. Again, that's absolutely fine. If you want to go with a theme, blue always reminds me of beaches and seas and seascapes and water and so on. And really, I mean, you could do what I'm showing you there. These are just some things that we've made with other leftover resin recently. I think you've seen us where we've dusted moulds with mica powders for the butterflies and so on, and the shells, and then we always then fill it with resin, the leftover resin, and then put them to one side once they've cured, demold them, and then just keep them for something that we can use at a later date. Now look at this beautiful fish. This fish does come from one of the moulds in our recent Temu haul video, and so does this shell. In fact, all of these do here. And what we actually used, I dusted them again with different coloured micas, and this one time I used polyurethane resin, which is incredibly watery to use. It's very, very thin. It goes in clear and then it cures within like 5 minutes. So then after about half an hour, I actually remove them from the mould, and this is the effect you get. But when it cures, it goes white, absolutely solid white colour. And yeah, so I mean, you can put these on any part of the bowl you wish to. Here we have some where I used the silver metallic powder from Let's Resin, and I dusted a mould, and then I poured in the lovely white, well, the clear polyurethane resin, and yeah, they cured, and I got them out, and I just love the starfish there. Look at that. I mean, you could just put the starfish on the front of the bowl, or you could make up multiple and put them all around the bowl to decorate. Totally up to you. Complete free reign of how you decide you're going to finish off your bowl, if you're going to add any extra little decorations or not. So here we have the bowl in the final shot where there's no additional adornments to it, no additional decorations. I think it looks lovely, absolutely plain. But here we go. See, you could have it with those. We have left this bowl completely plain, and here we go, just with some of the other bits there, just as a bit of decoration. It's a quite nice shot there. And there we have the lovely fishes on the insides. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing. There will be another bowl mould coming up in a few days. Don't forget to stay tuned and notified for that one. Thank you. Bye-bye.